Alrighty guys, welcome back to Rolling with the Cavalry. As you saw in the last episode, we just finished up a delivery in Salt Lake City, and we are still at that location. We're about to head to our pickup, which is 2 miles away. So we'll be there in a couple minutes. So I don't know if we're going to be able to record there. It is a sand place, so we will find out. But hope you guys enjoy it, and come along and ride with us, you know, just for shits and giggles, right? Why not? Alright guys, so we checked in. I'm just checking my tires because I did run over a boulder. Didn't really have a choice, kind of had to. Boulder was in a bad spot. But I didn't damage nothing, so that's a good thing. The turn was a little bit sharper than I thought it was. So. But anyway, no, we're picking up Sika sand, I believe. Building material. But I'm just waiting for them to come load me now, so probably going to hit the bathroom before too long. But I'll show you what I can. It's going to be pretty boring to watch loading, so I might not show that part. I'll set you up. Enjoy the time lapse.
Chrome rings, high horse torque in the fast lane. Ain't no saddle, just leather seats. Jake brake growling underneath. You hear that rumble in the night. That ain't thunder, that's our pride. We're rolling with the cavalry, diesel fueled and wild and free. From gravel roads to the I-15. Ain't a battle we won't meet. Raise that banner in the wind, hammer down, let the war begin. If you're riding next to me, you're rolling with the cavalry.
Alright, it's loaded. Now I just got the tarp up. I gotta wait till the other gentleman that's in that back corner to move so I can go there, because they have trucks coming in and out of here quite often. So. They just want me out of the way. So we're going to wait for that. We'll see. But I'll be back with you all in a little bit. Alright everybody, let's get the fuck out of here. We are on our way to Round Rock, Texas. 1,300 miles total route. It should take us approximately 20-some hours total. The guy who loaded us had a really good point. I asked him if he was okay with me recording. He was like, I don't have a problem with it. And he's like, here's why. Because you're on recording too. So if you record, we're recording you. What difference does it make? It's like, fair point. Fair point. That makes sense. Some people don't see it that way, but whatever. You know, to each their own. Some people are just dumb. How am I supposed to get out of here? I would have just run the curb over and gone up onto the road, but that would have been illegal. Well, anyway, we are on our way. We gotta find a truck stop. I'm hungry. I'm a hungry hippo today. How bad I messed up their landscaping up here. Probably not very bad. Oh yeah, I didn't even do nothing to it. I just ran the rock over.
It doesn't even look like it.
Yeah.
Which is good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you didn't do nothing.
Sometimes you gotta figure out how to get into places. And what I should have done was gone all the way to the center lane and then turned, because there's 2 lanes on each side and then there's a center turning lane. I should have gone into the center to turn, but I didn't want any cars to think that I was turning or stopping or whatnot, so I didn't swing out quite far enough and ended up running over a boulder, which the guy said that a lot of guys do. But what would have been better is had I gone all the way down to the end of the road and turned around in the supermarket and got back. It was like, I didn't know, I didn't damage anything. I knew I wasn't going to damage anything, even though I knew I was going to run the boulder over the moment I started turning. The only thing I was worried about was hitting the telephone pole, which I did not do. So we're good to go. I just don't want to damage anybody's property. Now, had I moved the boulder or something, I would have gotten out of the truck and moved it back. I'm not a dick. But, it is what it is. Anyway, we will catch you guys when we get stopped somewhere, or tomorrow, or 5 minutes from now, who knows. I'll have an update at some point, but yeah, she's busy type.
I like electronics. You do not like electronics technology, but I do, okay?
I'm not a big fan of technology.
I like technology.
Technology is my arch nemesis because I don't know how to use it. Anyway, see you later, guys.
That's what you got me for.
That's true. Good morning, everybody. Just want to start off by saying I'm sorry I didn't record since we picked up the load. I just, like Friday, my eye was all bugging me. Her eye was bugging her. It just wasn't a very good day. Other than we made it pretty far. And then Saturday, kind of more or less the same. Just wasn't really all into it on Saturday, just with my eye bothering me and whatnot, so I didn't record. There wasn't really anything to record. It was a boring drive down here. It's through back roads, we didn't see anything. It was boring as hell. And then we kind of just hung out at the truck stop over the weekend, just kind of chilling, so there is that. We did get some new gadgets and stuff to try out, but I haven't charged the batteries for those things yet. And I'm still trying to figure out how to use the new dash cam that we got that has camera view 360, basically. So we have a forward-facing camera, a driver and passenger facing camera, and a rear view camera on the back of the truck, which will help with places that tell me I'm not allowed to record. Because they can't tell me I can't use my dash cam. That would be illegal, because that has to do with insurance and safety and all that. So I kind of got it to kind of skirt around that whole idea of having to ask everywhere we go, but I'm still trying to figure out how to use the camera itself, because it only records in 3-minute loops, and it's got a 64 gigabyte SD chip in it for right now. I need to get a bigger one later on. The video quality is not great. Now, mind you, this is not an exterior camera on the back of the truck. It's not supposed to be anyway. So I had to manufacture a case for it using an old GoPro case. So I had to custom build the mount and the case and everything so that camera would be okay to be outside. So the video quality isn't 100% the greatest, but it will work. It's just, it'll be a little grainy. It won't be as good of a quality as this camera will, but it doesn't matter. I just think I need to get a bigger SD card for it, because the setting, I thought that this had better settings in it, and when I ordered it, I didn't realize that this dash cam is specifically for a car, because its power source is an OBD2 plug, and I don't have one of those in a semi-truck. I have a 9-way circular plug, and so we had to jerry-rig a new cord for it, so it does work. It's powered on and everything. It just doesn't turn on when we're driving and start recording when we're driving, so I have to manually do all that, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. I wanted to try to see if I could get a different camera that would be able to record, when we're pulling up into places, when we're leaving places, and record some of the trailer footage and things like that. And it was not that expensive. It was a cheap camera. But we're trying to get that to work for us. And then we bought a drone off of somebody for real cheap, and that one is way better than the last drone that I had that I never really used. and that one broke really, really easily. This one is actually a DJI type of drone that is something that I have to get an FAA certification for, which shouldn't be too hard to do. I just have to get an FAA license to fly the drone, which I'm looking forward to looking at how to do that. I was told basically that it'd be fine if I flew it around here and there on private property and stuff, and I wouldn't get in too much trouble as long as I kept it above a certain altitude, which is fine. And then once I get the FAA certification, I can fly it in more places and actually be allowed to use it. It just has to do with the weight of the drone itself, which I don't know a whole lot about that stuff, so I got to do a bit of research. 265. But that'll be a lot of fun to play around with. I just got to charge the batteries and stuff. And the gentleman who I bought it off of, he had used it before and said it was very simple to use. And the reason we went with something like the one that we got, which I'll show you guys later, the reason we went with it is because it has components in it called Quick Shot, which means that it has preset flight paths and stuff so that you can record certain things without the remote. Also, you can record and fly the drone 100% off of hand signals, which I think is really cool. Unlike the last drone, you had to have it connected to your cell phone. It had to have all this other nonsense with it just to be able to fly it, and it couldn't fly in any bit of wind. I mean, the slightest breeze, you breathe on the damn thing and it would just fly off in a different direction than you wanted it to, and it would crash, and it sucked. The camera was terrible. It had just a two-way axis gimbal, so it wasn't stable. It was just garbage. The one that we've got now can fly in some pretty hefty winds. It has an autocorrect function for the flight plan. It has a obstacle avoidance, so it'll fly around objects and stuff if it's tracking. And it has active track, so it'll follow me, it'll follow a vehicle, it'll follow whatever we want it to, and it won't crash. Also, it's very simple to use, because if you get yourself into a trouble spot where you don't know how to fly out of it, as long as you're not in sport mode, you just let go of the controls and it'll stop and it'll hover wherever it's at, and then you can take the time to figure out where you want to go from there. And it's way safer, it's way better for our applications, and it's small, it's not very big. I wasn't going to buy a drone originally. I was kind of debating on doing that, and a friend of ours reached out to us and offered to help me pay for it. So that's awesome. It's the same gentleman who bought the camera for us, so he's helped us out a lot trying to get our channel built to a certain point. And I respect that. I really appreciate it. It's really cool to see some of the equipment that other people are using. We've met several YouTubers over the past couple of months just from us doing it. I was going to record and then kind of forgot to. I was in a bit of a rush doing it, but on Sunday we were sitting there in the truck and we were right next to the fuel island, and I noticed these guys were struggling to air up some tires on a smaller, it was like a pickup truck and like a utility trailer. They were having a hard time using the air compressor and stuff that the truck stop provides, which a lot of the truck stops, they don't work very well, and they're not the greatest things, and that's why I bought my air hose and electric scanner thing for like my tire pressure and stuff, so that I can do that myself. Even if I'm at, let's say I have a low tire and I'm at a rest area, I don't have to worry about if I get pulled over with a low tire. DOT sees and they're like, hey, your tire's low, you need to put air in it, and then I don't have to call out a road service crew or something to come do it. I can do it myself and carry on, which is awesome. So I ended up offering to help them, and I ended up airing up their tires, and it turns out they're YouTubers as well. They have a YouTube channel, and they were on their way to Memphis. I think it's AL Pierogi or something like that. They do food stuff, which I think is awesome. I'll drop a link in there for their channel, because that's their stuff is really cool. It's all Argentinian style, barbecue, which I love. I mean, I spent some time down there in Paraguay. I spent time in Argentina and in Brazil, and I love the food down there. So their stuff is really cool, and I helped them out, and that was awesome. And then I helped out another driver who he was trying to figure out why his tire was flat, so I started putting air in it, and I was like, I would put air in it and I'd check the pressure, it'd be like 95 psi, and then I'd put a little bit more air in it and I'd check the pressure again, it'd be 80 psi, and then it would just, I would have my hand in a certain way, and it turns out he had a crack in his rim. So he had to go get a new rim. But you know, it's just like being able to help other drivers was really nice, especially when we were at a truck stop that was having issues with their air compressors, and they were only spitting out like 5 pound psi out of the nozzle, which you can't air a tire up with. It's not going to work. You're going to lose air. You're not going to put anything in. So I was able to help them out, which was cool. I can move over, and this dude's just like, no, I'm going to hang out right next to you. Be a dick. Wow. I got to wait for this car too, because they're light ends. Okay. Alright. Whatever. Alright, we're coming up to our delivery location. So I feel bad because I've been recording for like fucking 30 minutes, but we're pulling up now. I see the crane. I see where we're going. It's a data center. But I got no idea how to get there.
In 500 feet, arrive at the...
Shut up, GPS. I don't care. You piece of crap ain't worked all weekend. Until now. I literally had to factory reset my GPS this morning. Oh, I just missed the entrance. Oh boy. We'll figure it out. I don't know. Let me figure this crap out. Shoot. Yes, exit navigation. Directions. Start. Alright, we figured it out. I just got to drive in a big old circle. Basically. So I missed we exited right at where the driveway was, and I couldn't get over fast enough. So now what we're doing is running over curbs, apparently. I don't have a choice, so I don't really care. We had to take a U-turn lane, because Texas, you exit the interstate, and then you can do a U-turn underneath it and go back the other way. And they have a specific lane for U-turns. So we had to take the U-turn there, go down past where we need to deliver, take another U-turn lane, and because on either side of the interstate, it only goes one direction as in most places. So now we just need to basically drive in a big old circle. But that was easier than I thought. The truck GPS literally took us to the exit that was past where the driveway was. Because it's stupid. Trucking GPSs aren't the smartest things. So now we just need to go where we should have turned off of and do the U-turn. So, yeah. Okay. Alright, car. You're dumb. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on, man. I need to move over. Let me move over or move. One of the two. You got two options, man. Two options. Fine, I'll just start slowing down. I need to move over. You want to be a dick and hang out by my tires? And fucking, what the hell? Get out of the way. Jesus Christ. The fuck? Okay then. Whatever. I hate people. He was just hanging out by my rear tires. Also that he could turn there. It's like, dude, you could have just slowed down a little bit, seeing as you're turning, and I need to move over. But people are rude. Alright, I'm going to turn this off because I don't know if I'm allowed to record here, so just... We're here. I just got to pull in, so... Alrighty, guys, we made our delivery. They never got back to me on whether or not I could record, so it was also a really shitty spot to record. It was kind of funny. So we pulled up there, and there's a truck in the way, and he didn't want to pull into the parking area to get unloaded because it was muddy. So they thought that I wouldn't want to either, so they had me unload where he was. But he started backing down the hill, because you have to back down the hill to turn around at the bottom of the road, and you have to turn around in the interstate, which is really sketchy, which I didn't want to do. I was like, I'd rather not do that. I don't mind getting muddy, so yeah. But he started backing up. It's like I wasn't even out of his way, and he was just started backing up. It was really actually kind of funny. He almost hit me, but luckily I'm a good enough driver where I got out of his way fast enough. But still, it's like if somebody's behind you, don't keep backing up. Fucking wait until they move, please. Like, goodness gracious. But then, so I make the delivery, and the guy's like, I asked the guy, like, you guys need a bigger delivery location. He's like, well, normally we would just have you guys pull up in here, but most of you guys don't want to get muddy, so we just have you pull up on the road. And it's like, dude, I could care less about the mud. I do what I got to do to get my job done. He's like, okay, well, when you leave, you can just back down the hill a little bit and then gun it up the fucking driveway and get out of here. So that's what I did. I scared the ever-living crap out of two people in a pickup truck because I had to swing real close to them. And I came within like that close to their mirror, and I wasn't going to hit them. I knew I wasn't going to hit them, but I still scared them, which I thought was kind of funny. And then on our way out, the exit gate, I missed that gate by like half an inch, which was awesome. So anyway, we got the load delivered, and I'm considering, I don't know yet, depends on how much footage I get from the next load. I'm considering just tying these two loads together in one video instead of doing separate videos, but we'll see. Just because I didn't get a lot of footage from the last load, now we're on another load. But anyway,